Frank is a first name, Waswa is a traditional name. It means twin. I have a twin sister. I speak 7 languages, so all those communities from Kenya, Uganda, Burundi, I'm able to communicate with them and serving the refugees in general. I really love the moment I see refugees at the airport. They come here when they don't know anything about the culture, about the Lord. It's totally different. My country, people are homophobic, so they started torturing us since I was young because I'm a gay. Our president, he signed the bill that all gay people, they should be killed or life imprisonment. I have seen a lot of people, they have died. My friends, they passed away. Even the community, they killed them. I decided to run away from my country, heading to Kenya, our neighboring country. I stayed there in the camp. Also, life so miserable. That's when I came to Columbus. What I heard that United States is a welcoming country, is a free country. That was in my mind that I'm gonna be free. The Chris organization, they have received us. Then they connected us to Stonewall. They welcomed us. People, they are so friendly. I got to know a lot of people. We celebrated the pride at Stonewall. That's when I was like, wow, this is amazing. I have my freedom. Like my brothers and sisters who are suffering in the camp in Kenya, they are suffering. They don't have a hope. So I have to speak out for my brothers.
Columbus is a very welcoming city for the LGBTQ community, so we thought this would be a good place for LGBTQ refugees. And we started receiving people about 3 years ago. I reached out to Stonewall to talk about what kind of a partnership we might have.
And I think what this program and this collaboration has shown us is that this is both a local issue and a global issue. This is a human rights issue. This is an LGBTQ rights issue. These refugees need us now, and it's going to take organizations like Stonewall Columbus and cities like Columbus to make a home for these refugees that are fleeing, literally fleeing with their lies.
Government institutions, religious institutions, cultural institutions in these countries will have a very specific and sometimes a horrific official position towards gay people.
It's like almost 10 years ago, I left my country. I came to Kenya, refugee camp, Dadaab. Then we lived there like 2 years in Dadaab, me and my kids. It was like 7 years. I stayed in refugee under the UNHCR, but I never stayed complete 1 year, one place. You are a gay, you have a kids, you from Somalia, you are a Muslim. It's hard for you. Somebody can kill you without reason because what you are. Nobody loves you, nobody likes you. If they see you, they thinking about you are a bad person or you are not stay alive. They say you are not deserved to be alive. They told me, they say, here we can't save you, but the United Nations will save you and protect you, but we're trying to send you in America so quick, you and your kids. That was very, very, makes me happy. Curious people are helping us to get the house and to get the schools for my kids. Everybody can be happy if he know the place he can be safe.
Nobody wants to be a refugee. Nobody wants to have to abandon their home and where they grew up because they're afraid that they might get killed. Refugee camps are very, very difficult places to live. And so, of course, all people want to do is they want to get out and they want to start their lives.
We came together about 3.5 years ago to US, directly to Columbus. We had a restaurant in Tehran.
First, they closed our restaurant and they arrested us, and we had no choice to leave the country. And it was very hard for us to leave everything we have behind and going to other country with different language, with different culture. You have no idea how your future gonna be. Mary Jo Hudson contacted us to Carla for the Stonewall. They hire for us attorney, they get us married. We know if anything happened to us, we can just go to them. A very interesting part was I was always thinking, I'm not lesbian, I always loved wrestling. And then the first place they invite a lot of people and they talk, and I was like, oh my God, there is a lot of girlish girl and they are lesbian. And it was very funny for me. Oh my God, so I am lesbian. The freedom is when you don't have it in your life, you don't know how you can use it actually.
It's keep us alive. That what they did gave us this sense we are loved, we are needed here. We didn't have anything. They did everything for us.
They kissing each other, or get married, or you have a hope for future. When you had everything, you have to leave it, and you always think about it was why I need to leave, why I have to give up, because honestly, you don't want to give up, you want to fight for it, but there is a place you understand you can't fight for something. It's never gonna happen.
This current administration did a Muslim ban. Of course, it failed miserably, but we really felt it here in Columbus. We have a lot of new Americans here. A lot of them come to us because they have been either persecuted or their lives have been threatened in other countries because they're an LGBTQ person.
Stonewall's here for everyone in the community, and just like Resi and Cherry, who came here and hardly knew any English and were alone, I think Stonewall can be there for a lot of folks.
Life wasn't easy. Being a refugee, along the way I got raped. It was so hard for me to break through the walls of telling the UNHCR what happened to me. The interviewer was homophobic. So she asked me why I can't change. To her, whatever was happening to me was because of my sexual orientation, which is easy to change. When time came for me to give birth, I didn't have any man on me, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. So I slept outside UNHCR offices trying to get somebody to help me. The man who was supposed to touch my child told me, okay, you're not special, you're evil. Your child, I feel sorry for your child. He'll be going to heaven, you go to hell. But the moment I'll bring up the names of these activists, international activists, that's when somebody will come out to help you. So it's about people out there voicing out for the voiceless. When I learned I was coming, it was a little bit exciting because I know at last I'm going to be me. For the first time, I was like feeling I'm at home. I always encourage others and I tell them, if I made it, you can still make it. Regardless of where you are, stay strong.
Safety and making sure that folks feel welcome is so important to our community. And so the executive order I signed earlier this year continues to send a message to people from around the country and around the world that regardless of who you love, how you worship, and what you believe in, you belong here in Columbus, and that we are stronger together as we build a future worthy of our children and grandchildren.
We want Columbus to be a place where everyone feels welcome and accepted, and Stonewall is a big part of doing that for some of the refugees that we work with.
I think there's a lot of very practical things, though, that the center can do, too, in terms of connecting gay asylum seekers and gay refugees with city services, but also with a community.
We've heard feedback from our national office, and They like to hold up Columbus as an example for how it can work.
Stonewall hopefully can be that gateway to people, to giving them a foundation, in their new lives.
This is a time like no other, really, in our history, as far as people marching, people getting out there. The resistance is definitely alive and well in Columbus.
And one of the first things they said to us was, help us tell our stories to our community, our churches, and the world. Now the result of that is Love Will Win. It is a presentation from 2 of our Ugandan gay refugees and gives them a chance to tell the story and create awareness about all of our LGBTQ refugees all around the world.
I was both an engineer, because I studied civil engineering by profession, and then I was also a prominent singer in my country.
I was a fitness trainer, and I was doing pastoral work with the youth.
We had formed an organization called the Uganda Gay Pressure Group. We started getting records of the human rights abuses of the sexual minorities in Uganda. We gathered a lot of information about the pastors coming from America.
Our government was exterminating the LGBT people from our country.
We used also to gather information about the gays who were being lynched, who were beaten, who were being put in prisons. The bill was passed into law that criminalized acts of homosexuality by life imprisonment. And we were now criminals for holding that information. We decided to write a book. Now, when he put it on Amazon, it started spreading. I was arrested and taken to police. On Friday, I was released on bond. I went to the Netherlands embassy with Pastor Roscoe, because now the situation was tense.
When we reached Nairobi, then the situation was very, very, very horrible. We could not stay there.
So that's when the United Nations saw our lives were at a risk. Roscoe was resettled in Miami, and I was resettled in Columbus. And I told him Columbus is a very nice place, very wonderful place. You can, it's friendly, there is no fear, there is a lot of freedom, LGBT friendly.
When I reached Columbus, I was so happy.
2 days after I had arrived in Columbus, I was brought to Stonewall, and it was wonderful now that I could meet people again who actually can now understand me.
Finding Stonewall, Columbus, this is where you can come. They help you in anything, advise you in one thing, or where you can have dinner with different people who don't segregate you, who cannot speak against you, but who welcome you as you are.
They asked us what they can help us with. For me, I told them that the greatest desires of my heart is if they could allow me to tell my story out to the whole world. And yeah, they promised that they are going to help us achieve that, and they did so. Within a short time, we had started meeting groups of people, telling out the story.
To know how the world moves and what kind of difficulties some people face. When I give out my presentation again, it makes me stronger. I understand it helps other people, that there are people out there ready to hear what I'm saying, and they are ready to understand the kind of life I went through and where I'm going. The people out there who are in support of Stonewall Columbus, I encourage them strongly to continue the good fight.
It's very hard being a refugee, very hard. You go through a lot. You go through what you have never gone through, and a lot of trauma, a lot of so. The situation, the process helped to heal our hearts, to bring us actually to normalcy, because at one time, yeah, I felt I was no longer normal. I was not even worth living on earth, so that's how Stonewall helped us.
Love will with them, love will with them.